Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about a hero called Earth Spirit, or as I like to call him, Ebola. Ebola is an old term for this hero. It's been used a while ago, and when this hero got to its popularity, when an ex-pro player Jerax used to shine on him, and that hero became very popular in pro scene as well. Also, when it was released, people were a bit salty about its strengths, but nobody knew how to play him, basically. Um, Obviously, at the start, I have to mention some names of pro players that I personally consider as the best in the world on this hero. Obviously, Jarax.
Like, Bounty Hunter's kind of like well, speaking of Bounty Hunter, gets stunned up. Jarax's ping is like, I didn't bring detection. Can someone get over here so we can actually kill for Bounty Hunter? Nice roll through, Boulder. Catches him. Can he actually hit another spell? It doesn't catch him. Jarax, are you going to blindly go for it? Pull it back. He gets the kill.
Boboka.
Push with you too. Oh, this is a very, very good mischief by Monkey King. He's in a great position right now. If
He's the fake tree.
yeah, that is not a tree. You will notice.
Oh,
will
he
you?
noticed it!
Oh, Boboka.
Silence, he knows it!
Afu.
It looks like for the moment, rolling Boulder, Afu, he jumps in, where's the Aegis, he snatches it! Afu! You thief in the night! Afu wants to keep running, the site will put him down!
Kaka.
Now Mugi,
Level 25
a second up, whole universe plus the BKB preemptively tries to get the jump, he found the black hole! It is onto KP, so they actually have the damage to finish him off! Zai comes in with the epicenter!
He found him!
Oh,
He saved him! Oh my god!
It keeps KP alive!
Some general stuff that nobody cares about. It's a strength hero with 640 HP and 315 mana at level 1. He has 2.2 health regen and 1 mana regen per second. He starts with 22 strengths with plus 4.4 per level, with 17 agility with 2.4 per level, and with 20 intelligence with 2.1 per level. First, what we need to know is Earth Spirit's probably common position. Usually you'll see him in your games as a position 4, but sometimes people play it on mid lane. Those type of people are usually those that have no idea what else to play, and they saw someone did it against them and they got totally destroyed by it. Secondly, we need to see what exactly are these heroes' skills. First skill is called Boulder Smash. Basically, it does nothing besides kicking a creep or a player into the direction you are facing and deals damage. For tryhards, it's 105, 170, 235, and 300 per level into the ability. Cooldown is 22, 18, 14, and 10 seconds per level. His second skill is Rolling Boulder. Very simply, this hero turns into a weird stone ball, and after a short period of time, for tryhards it's 0.6 seconds, rolls into the direction you choose. For tryhards, again, the distance is 800 units. If you hit enemy creeps or hero, it will stun them for a period of time. Again, for tryhards, it's 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1 second per level into the ability and deal damage. For tryhards, again, 70, 80, 90, and 100 per level into the ability. Cooldown is 16, 12, 8, and 4 seconds per level. His third skill is Geomagnetic Grip. Again, does completely nothing besides pulling your creeps towards you. If you manage to pull a creep through the enemy, the effect of silence will be applied. Cooldown is 13 seconds. His fourth skill is called Stone Remnant. That does actually nothing besides putting a stone onto the ground wherever you choose within a certain range. You can only do that 7 times though. Recharge time is 25 seconds per charge. His fifth skill is called Magnetize. Again, it does basically nothing besides within a certain AoE makes enemy heroes and creeps go into so-called massage mode for 6 seconds and dealing some DPS. Cooldown is 190 and 80 seconds per level. With the Aghanim Scepter, you are given an additional ability called Ancient Remnant, which allows you to turn your teammate, enemy, or yourself into a stone for 3 seconds. Also, now you can, after you turn yourself into a stone, kick yourself with Boulder Smash. However, keep in mind that you will kick yourself into the direction you are facing, so don't end up in enemy fountain. Cooldown is 45 seconds. There is also an option of using it on your other stones, but that's actually useless. However, it has cooldown 5 seconds, so if you misclick by accident, you don't have to worry. So basically a pretty useless hero, right? So why this is actually strong? Well, it's because of his useless skill Stone Remnant, which turns his other skills to be not, or let's say less useless. Pretty amazing. So now let's have a look onto the skills with the addition of Stone Remnant. With Boulder Smash, you can kick the stone into a direction which you choose, dealing damage to the enemy heroes and creeps if you hit them, and also slowing them for 60% for a certain amount of time. For tryhards, it is 105, 170, 235, and 300 damage per level into the ability, and 1.25, 2.5, 3.25, and 4 seconds slow, again per level into the ability. The important thing is to understand that you don't have to look into the direction you are kicking. That's the difference between when you are kicking hero or a creep. You can be turned backwards, sideways, but as long as you are within the range, for tryhards again it's 200 units, you can kick the stone into any direction you want. With Rolling Boulder, if you hit Stone Remnant, you can go faster, and also you increase your distance, which is doubled. For people with quick math skills, it's 1600 units. After you hit either the enemy, creep, or a hero, the duration of the stun is also doubled. Again, quick maths people, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6, and 2 seconds. With Geomagnetic Grip, you can now pull the stone remnant towards you, dealing damage with the stone for tryhards 50, 100, 150, 200 damage per level into the ability. Also silencing people for a certain duration. Again, for tryhards 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5 seconds per level into the ability. Magnetize. Every time you use your stone remnant and the hero is nearby the remnant and affected by the magnetize. Tryhard, the range is 400 units. The ability refreshes itself, and if there is another enemy within a certain range, again the range for tryhards is 600 units. They also get affected by this ability. Very basically, once an enemy hero is affected by magnetize, if you use the stone remnant within 400 units, place it near that enemy hero, ability refreshes itself, and then it automatically searches for another target within 600 units range. And if there is another target, he gets affected by that magnetize as well within that range. So very basic. So that would be the introduction of the spells. Now we get to combos. The easiest combo to do is Boulder Smash into Rolling Boulder. It requires 2 stones, and basically you kick the stone into the enemy, preferably hitting them. And then once they are slowed, you use your Rolling Boulder with another stone, which gives you additional speed to hit them and stun them. The other bit harder is Geomagnetic Grip into Rolling Boulder. It requires 1 stone, and you place a stone in behind of your enemy, pull it towards you, and simultaneously cast a Rolling Boulder to hit the enemy with speed and stun them. The third combo is very similar to number 1, but it's Rolling Boulder into Boulder Smash. As all tryhards know, the duration between actually rolling is 0.6 seconds. Therefore, if you time it right, you can actually use Rolling Boulder, place a stone, then at a certain timing, kick the stone while also a bit after you start rolling, causing the effect of both Boulder Smash and Rolling Boulder. This can be used in various situations, also as an escape mechanism. I believe Dota Cinema has it in Mythbusters, where I posted it. The fourth combo is very similar to the second one, but again, with Rolling Boulder into Geomagnetic Grip. First you start your animation of Rolling Boulder, then you place a stone behind your enemy and pull it towards you, so therefore you will hit the stone and apply additional speed and additional stun duration on the enemy, while also silencing them and dealing damage. The fifth combo is considered one of the hardest, which is Boulder Smash, Rolling Boulder and Geomagnetic Grip. You place a stone and smash it towards the enemy, start rolling and using Geomagnetic Grip on the stone while it's in animation of the smash, and hitting the stone to give the additional speed and stun duration after hitting the enemy. If you are fast, you can start this combo with the Rolling Boulder. Then there is the next level play for tryhards, which is that you can actually cast spells also while rolling. So basically you can play with your spells and stones, placing them and then doing all sorts of weird tactics. Now we need to mention his Aghanim's shard, which basically does nothing besides adding 4 additional charges to the stones. And when you use the stone, it gives vision for tryhards for 100 units. All right, now we are moving to the most interesting stuff, which is skill build. I have my own, which I'm gonna introduce later, but first, more usual and general build. Level 1. Most of the times you want to pick up the Rolling Boulder, simply because of the rune, usually, and also because of the Boulder Smash has only 1.25 seconds slow, which is not that efficient. So most of the times you get Rolling Boulder and you want to snatch the rune. Very simply, you use the Rolling Boulder and then get stone right before you, and you do that 2 seconds before the rune. You obviously aim for the rune. You stun the guy and that timing should be enough for you to snatch the rune easily. However, there are times when you want to get the Boulder Smash only because of securing range creep. That doesn't happen all that often, but it's possible to do. Level 2, then we assume you get the Rolling Boulder and now you want to get the Boulder Smash. That's your first power spike on the lane which you can use with your lane partner. Doesn't really matter that you don't have as much good synergy, get it, synergy, because the only thing that matters is you roll on a target and then you can kick him back and get the enemy to unfavorable position. Obviously, if you have a good laning partner, then you can just do a classic Boulder Smash and slow the people on top of that. So basically from level 2, you already want to be really active, if possible. Also, it gives you a potential to gank mid already, so with smoke you can easily do it. However, that requires skill potential from your mid. If you have Tinker, then it's probably not a good idea. Level 3, here you want to get second skill point to Boulder Smash, increasing the damage and slow duration, your second lane power spike since you add up more damage and slow. The gameplay is the same as from level 2. Again, if possible, ganks are also easier. Level 4, here value point in Geomagnetic Grip. Always. Personally, I haven't played a game ever when silence wasn't valuable after level 4. There definitely can be some cases, but I can assure you that the value point is something that if you do it, you are never ever wrong. Like I said, some cases are possible where the silence is not needed and you can get second point in Rolling Boulder, but that's very rare. Level 5, that's again to Boulder Smash as you just want to improve the slow duration, which allows you to do more stuff. Level 6, obviously Ultimate, your first actual big power spike. Level 7, max out Boulder Smash. Level 8, now the fun part begins. So you can go with a bit older build, which is maxing out Geomagnetic Grip, but right now more popular is maxing the Rolling Boulder, as that's your stun ability and movement ability, so you should max out Rolling Boulder. Level 9, Rolling Boulder again. Level 10, Talent. Now most common one is Rolling Boulder Distant. It's just really good and definitely valuable, so I suggest taking that. Level 11, you max out Rolling Boulder. Level 12, additional point to your ultimate. Level 13, you are maxing out your last spell, Geomagnetic Grip. Level 14, Geomagnetic Grip. Level 15, Talent. Again, most of the time you take the Rolling Boulder damage. It's pretty good. Level 16, Geomagnetic Grip maxed out. Level 18, Magnetize maxed out. Level 20, talent here, usually you take the Geomagnetic Grip Silence Duration. There can be games where Spell Amp is pretty good, but most of the time more control is just more control, so the grip. Level 25 here, it depends again, but most of the times you take the ability to target allies with grip. Additional ability to save someone is always good. Stun duration is also very good though, but I suggest to take the grip anyway. As of items, you go pretty standard. With the addition of Orb of Corrosion, you start with Orb of Venom, Double Tango, Clarity, and Fairy Fire. Next up, you build what do you need. You can go for a Magic Stick or Magic Wand even. Straight Orb of Corrosion or Tranquils or even straight Urn is possible. All depends on the lane. However, I suggest to get first some stats. Even Gauntlet is fine, which you can turn to Bracer or that Magic Wand straight. Orb of Corrosion, then Tranquils, and finishing up the Urn of Shadows. Raindrops are always good option at any stage of the game if it's good. After that, you have two options. Either go more popular, which is Force Staff or Glimmer Cape, or you can go with now also popular Veil of Discord. There are plenty of possibilities and room for manipulation and experimentation with items. Drums, Medallion of Courage, even Vladimir's offering, Rushing Pipe, Rushing Halberd, Yule Scepter, that all depends on the game and heroes you are playing up against. But again, you never do wrong with either Force Staff or Glimmer Cape or Whale of Discord. After that, we want to get the Aghanim's Shard. That is a must item. It's really good, not just because of the vision, that is nice and all, but we don't really care about that. We care about the additional 4 charges on the stones. So many times we run out of stones in fights and because we are not efficient, and therefore it gives us not just additional stuff to work with, but opportunity to make mistakes, and that's really important to have. We don't want to make mistakes, sure, but with this hero, it can be likely to make mistakes even more. After that, your build is again very intuitive. You can go for Aghanim Scepter, same items as before: Drums, Pipe, Glimmer Cape, Force Staff, Veil of Discord, Heaven's Halberd, Vladimir's Offering, Lotus Orb, just whatever is needed. Even Bleak Dagger is a nice possibility. Then we are just trying to make sure of using our spells properly and using our items properly and try our best. Link to the guide is in the description. This build is more standard since people kind of still have in mind the previous version of Earth Spirit. It's a build that works, so why change it, right? Well, as of me, I didn't like the change on Earth Spirit once they basically made him again to a new form. Previously, the Boulder Smash was the stun ability. That was also why I understand that maxing out your stun was a good option. With that, I created my own build, which works for me really well, and my playstyle plays around it. Might not work for everyone, so with this, I suggest for people to not try it if you are just learning Earth Spirit. Simply because first you need to understand the hero as general and find out your limits, and then you can move to, let's say, more difficult one, which is, let's say, more punishable. I would say that. Level 1, Rolling Boulder. We are good enough to secure the rune because we know the trick to roll with 2 seconds before the rune spawn. So we want to get the rune. Level 2, Boulder Smash, absolutely must since it's the same thing. It allows you to get your first power spike, also like previously mentioned, to gank other lanes. Level 3. This is the only level, the absolute only one, where you are deciding whether to get Geomagnetic Grip or not. It's just about whether it's value of getting it earlier on the lane or not. I personally just analyze the lane. If the spells are really big problem, then silence is a must. If not, just simply go for second point in Rolling Boulder. Level 4. Now if you go to the Geomagnetic Grip on level 3, now absolutely Rolling Boulder. If not, then 100% the grip. Level 5 Rolling Boulder, you want to get it maxed out as fast as possible. Level 6 obviously your ultimate, first big power spike. Level 7 max out Rolling Boulder. Level 8. Now the actual brain starts working. We got to like minute 11, 12, maybe 10, maybe more. From this point, if you think about it, starting maxing out the Boulder Smash actually makes no sense whatsoever. I've never, ever played a game where the right placed stone and silence on multiple people or just to the most important person didn't give us the advantage in fights. Never ever happened to me. That's how good the silence is. Why? Because people have no BKB, no Manta, they have nothing. So geomagnetic grip. Level 9 geomagnetic grip, level 10 talent. Now, most common one is the rolling boulder distance. It's just really good and definitely valuable. So I suggest taking that. However, I never take that. I have only one reason for it. I already got the feeling with default range and it kind of messes up my rewarding when I'm rolling onto cliffs. So therefore I take the damage. Level 11, you max out geomagnetic grip. Level 12, additional point to your ultimate. Level 13, you are maxing out your last spell, Boulder Smash. Level 14, Boulder Smash. Level 15, talent. Again, most of the time you take the rolling boulder damage. It's pretty good, but again, I almost never take that. There is simply one reason, which I will explain a bit later. I almost always take the armor. Level 16, Boulder Smash maxed out. Level 18, Magnetize maxed out. Level 20, Talent. Here, usually you take the Geomagnetic Grip Silence duration. There can be games where Spell Amp is pretty good, but most of the time, more control is just more control, so the grip. Level 25. Here it depends, but again, most of the time you take the ability to target allies with grip. Additional ability to save someone is always good. Stun duration is also very good though, but I suggest to take the grip anyway. Now to the explanation. I realized that what Earth Spirit is about, it's about control. The ability to roll onto someone, if you miss, then you can do it again in next 4 seconds is pretty huge. In the first build, the rolling boulder is used as a gap closer, or primary, let's say. It's not about hitting it. With this build, it's actually about hitting it. So therefore, I said that my build works if you are already familiar with Earth Spirit, simply because prediction is this hero's bread and butter. Now we are getting to the reasoning of the additional armor. With the fact that you are constantly rolling onto someone, being first in fights, and therefore work as initiator, any additional defensive mechanism is good. Obviously, there are games where armor doesn't help as much, but it still helps, and therefore it's better than damage, because we are there to control and survive as long as possible, and therefore deal more damage. Also, level 10 talent for damage is simply for farming. We don't really need the distance, we just need to farm our items faster, and this helps. Also, it's better due to items we are building. As of items in here, it's more strict, let's say. I suggest also starting with Orb of Venom, since the Orb of Corrosion is really good. That's also part of the reason with a level 10 talent of 50 damage. The starting build is basically the same. Orb of Venom, Double Tango, Clarity, and Fairy Fire. Next up is usually straight Orb of Corrosion. There is possibility to go as in with build previous, but if there is no problem with getting it, then go for it. Only when the lane is bad. If the lane is even, then just go for Orb of Corrosion. After that, we want to get Magic Wand. Then Tranquils, then Urn of Shadows. Raindrops are always good option at any stage of the game if it's good. Then it's just very simply Rash Veil of Discord. Again, same strategy. We roll in, use our spells with Veil on top, make ourselves a target, die, and then just watch your carries to kill enemies on 20 HP and steal your rampage. I'm joking, but that's how it works. After that, Aghanim Shard. That's a must-have, and if you can get it at that minute 20, that's just perfect. I have pretty big success with simply Aghanim Scepter, actually. Not sure why, but I guess it kind of supports the playstyle even more, because with this build, to be able to do something, you just need Stones and Veil, actually. You don't really need much else. However, after the Aghanim's Shard, it becomes, again, very much variable, and you can go with anything, whatever works for you, for your team, or enemy doesn't like. It will work. Link to the guide, again, in the description. So that would be my build. Works for me, works really well, and I personally believe in that build. And I've had it pretty much since the change of Earth Spirit, so since 7.20 patch. Let's talk a bit general now. There needs to be mentioned an option of quick cast. I'm not using it personally, but I know many people do, not just on this hero. Quick cast is nice, but I would say it should be your personal preference, not auto pickup in options. For example, the only thing I'm using is double tap on stone remnant ability, and that will automatically put a stone right before me and in the direction I'm facing. That makes my rolls and kicks a lot easier. I'd also suggest to everyone to try to play with the hero, either in cheating mode against bots or at least in the demo with the hero, and play with him for about like 5 minutes to get to know the hero and try all the stuff with the skills I've mentioned above. About matchups, for me, I don't think Earthspirit really doesn't care about matchups unless you are a YouTuber playing on mid, but probably not even then. I think that this hero is so versatile that it still does so much, and no matter having a bad game, you are still able to do a lot if played properly. In my opinion, Earth Spirit is good in every single game if you know how to play the hero, and the ability to be so versatile with items has only a couple of heroes, so that's a big benefit. Then it depends on how smart and experienced you are in analyzing and doing the right decisions. Your gameplay, whichever build you decide to play, is very simple. You are control hero with damage. You don't do anything else. You have potential to save people, but that's not the thing you excel at the most. Your focus in fights is always a specific target. Either it can be silence on disruptor that's trying to static storm the entire team. It can be hitting draw ranger. Your target is most of the time the hero that causes as much troubles for your team as possible. Obviously, if you can get 3, 4, 5 men magnetized, then you go for that. Otherwise, you don't even really have to use magnetized on solo person. Obviously, using the magnetized on solo person is still very good because you have a lot of kill potential even on your own. So don't be afraid to use it if you feel like it. Just annoying the person, however, is usually enough. Also, you are usually filling the role of second initiator. Keep that in mind as well. There is an option to be initiator as a whole. It's possible. If you get to the fight and you can't pick a hero, you should focus because there are just so many. Pick target that is not taken care of by your teammates. Obviously, there is situation and situation, but there is difference between your team focusing Invoker and then you bullying out Tidehunter so he can Ravage, or you focusing Invoker as well and then Tidehunter using Ravage and your team get team wiped because you didn't do your job. So keep that in mind. Here you can already see that the hero is really hard, not just to master it with prediction and usage of your spells, but also from the perspective of knowing who to focus, how to build your hero in terms of items, because that's, like I've mentioned, very much possible to build him in so many ways. So you are not gonna be Jarax from the start. Don't worry about it. Nobody is and nobody ever will be. He is without a doubt the best Earth Spirit player ever. And we'll have to wait for another Jerax generation, but who knows? It might be even you. So I hope this guide helped you a little bit, or at least gave you an insight of this hero. Good luck in your games, trying it out, and I wish everyone a lot of success in learning or improving on that hero. See ya.